Hello again, friends! Larysa here, Happiness Archaeologist, with my crazy lion mane hair. I wanted to tell you about a recent occurrence that was interesting for me. I had done a presentation at a local university and it went great. I loved it. And I ended up talking to the professor and students after for so long that, oh, I got hair in my face, it turned out there was an event going on there and I got to partake of it. And it was one of these where they had a large entertainment company that brought in different entertainment segments to contribute to the night. And I'm a very curious person. I just wanted to share like how much I got to learn just by going to this event that was mainly for entertainment. So I spent most of my time at this shark that you ride. It's like a bucking bull bronco kind of thing, but it's a shark and it's super duper slippery because there's no rubber or leather or anything to hold it, to hang on to. And this little wobbly, handly thing. But anyway, I got to talk to the operator of it and ask how was it run, what do these buttons do, what safety precautions do you have, how do you decide to, make things move, how much training did you have, how long have you been with the company, what's the company like? And so I'll get back to him, but I also got to learn finally about the oxygen bar. I've heard of those things, but I got to learn like how it works, where it comes from, how they keep it sanitary, how the flavors work. It's kind of like a smell, really. It's like kind of like one of those like rainbow vacuum things where it kind of spins it around and you can put scent into the air that way. So got to learn about that and how like the oxygen tank is down there separately and how it might make you feel, how some people feel, how others feel, how long it might last, how it could be short or long time that you feel the difference or no difference. And but how the oxygen is obviously good for you and getting the extra is kind of a bonus. And then who else did I talk to? Oh, it turned out the event manager was at that oxygen booth. But anyway, so I was hanging out with the shark guy, asking him a bunch of questions and seeing what the company was like. So I found out that, that company plus the parent company, I guess they've got similar companies all over the country, and I'm sure they do a lot of college events and things. And it's interesting, since a lot of colleges have an entire department dedicated to creating those events, it's interesting that they are less likely to use local artists, let's say for, I'm a face and body artist, that's what I used to do more of, and you often don't see them at these big events because they just go to one company who's going to provide all of that, and a lot of the artists are not necessarily like really trained. Like there was an artist there that was just throwing on a stencil and like smearing henna on, and that was it. So it wasn't actual artistry. They did have a subcontractor, but that's beside the point. The point is, here we've got all kinds of local artists who make their own henna and have the actual artistry. They practice, they really put a lot into it, and chances are they'd be probably pretty equal value because there wouldn't be as, they work for themselves. Whereas when one of these giant companies, you've got to pay all the employees and their managers and the warehouse people and all these others. So it'd be one thing, I can understand if students need to just quickly make a decision and get somebody. I can understand the one-stop shopping, but it is interesting that when you've got someone who that's their whole job, that they'd still go with that. But it's, I guess it kind of shows you what you need to know about business. That's what people are looking for, I guess. So anyway, I got to hear from him, and what was the other thing? Oh, I got to ride the shark. That was pretty cool. Got to learn, it was amazing how quickly, I think I did it 4 times, and I doubled my original time. So it's amazing how you improve. And there's this guy that was just off the charts. Like he went 100 seconds, I think, or maybe it was like it was like 74. After a minute, though, I guess they normally would stop it. Another girl said after 100 seconds. But then apparently while I was in the bathroom, somebody broke that record. But those were the 2 way off the chart outliers of that. So they had, one guy that originally had the record, he was pretty short, and so I figured his center of gravity was different. It wasn't like he was like super, super muscular, but he had, he looked like he was a fit person. But, he ended up like with his feet back by the tail and hanging on. And I almost wanted to try it again with that technique. But I thought they'd said if you do such and such, you could end up flipping forward and hitting your head, but he was doing something like that. So either way, it seemed to work for him. I like to be cautious, but it was still fun, and you still got thrown off. But anyway, the point is, here you are at an entertainment event, and there's so much to learn. So if you desire to learn more about the world and how it works, learn where you stand. What do they say? Like lift where you stand? Learn where you are. Learn where you stand. There's so much to learn. So many people that know stuff that you don't. I got to learn about how they, some of how the companies run. They go to far, far, far away events, and they get paid for, I thought they got paid for their actual working time. They get paid for all their travel time. I would think it was a lower rate, but I can't remember. And then they get their hotels paid for and all this. And I'm thinking, again, all those expenses are being passed on to the customer. Why not just get a local artist or something? Like, how are there not more local people around? But either way, this business must do amazing marketing, clearly. But it's just interesting how the world works, and to learn about it and to see how these things are. So I just want to invite anybody who wants to become a more educated person, that the knowledge is out there. You don't have to sit in a class to learn. There's so many ways, and I really encourage you to find people to talk to and ask them questions. Ask them about what they do. Clearly, they're probably going to be an expert in something, i.e. what you see them doing. So if there's time and it's not going to distract them too much, find out what you can. Learn. I like to believe we get to take our knowledge with us when we die, and hopefully whatever we've forgotten is restored. So I see lots of benefit. Hopefully you do too. With that, have a great week. Love you, and until next time.